Well, in an impassioned speech to the nation, the U.S. President Joe Biden called on Americans to deepen their support for Ukraine and Israel. Biden said it was vital for U.S. security, even as he sought $100 billion military assistance from Congress for both countries.
Hamas and Putin represent different threats, but they share this in common. They both want to completely annihilate a neighboring democracy, completely annihilate it. Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields, and innocent Palestinian families are suffering greatly because of them.
With Washington backing Israel in its war with Hamas and the Russia-Ukraine war showing no signs of ending, Biden is framing the conflict as part of a bigger struggle to shape the world order and protect Americans at home. Biden is expected to ask for $105 billion from Congress, including $60 billion for Ukraine to replenish its weapons, $14 billion for Israel. And according to reports, the United States is planning to send Israel tens of thousands of 155mm artillery shells that have been earlier earmarked for Ukraine months ago from the U.S. emergency stockpiles. The Pentagon is also planning to return 2 Iron Dome missile defense systems it had previously purchased from Israel to defend itself against inbound missiles. In the past week, the U.S. has sent 2 aircraft carriers, about 2,000 Marines and support ships to West Asia amid fears that the Israel-Hamas war could spread further into the region. Sharing these concerns, the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is also sending surveillance aircraft, 2 Royal Navy support ships and about 100 Royal Marines to the Eastern Mediterranean from Friday. China, too, is keenly tracking the developments in West Asia. At least 6 Chinese vessels are operating in the Mediterranean waters as tensions mount in the region. And well, for the very latest on Biden's support for Israel, our correspondent Susan Tehrani sent us this report from New York.
President Biden, in his address from the Oval Office, the second since becoming president, made a direct appeal to the American people, saying supporting Ukraine and Israel now will help America for generations to come. He made this speech just one day before he's expected to make an urgent request to Congress for north of $100 billion, not only for aid to Israel and Ukraine, but also Taiwan and money for the U.S.-Mexico border. During his speech, time and again, the president compared Hamas and Vladimir Putin's Russia with one another, saying while they do pose different threats, they have one thing in common. They want to annihilate a neighboring democracy. The president said that supporting Ukraine and Israel is a matter of national security. The question is whether he was able to articulate that to the American people effectively. During his speech, the president, who's clearly concerned about hate here in America, said that Jewish families and Muslims should not feel hate and discrimination against them. As the president was delivering his speech, it was reported that U.S. forces were attacked in Iraq. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.